jazzed? Who's ready to see a video? You are, that's who. Welcome back to Imperfect Impulses. What up? My name's Aaron, like you didn't know that already. I am feeling a lot better than I have been in the past couple weeks, and I think it might be starting to show. What do you think? So I started with this art journal page. I put some masking tape on it and on the seam to prevent it from bleeding, and now I'm gessoing it. This art journal, I got a few questions about it. It was handmade by a friend who is in New Zealand, so probably not really practical for people in the US to get one. But it is inspired by the Donna Downey Inspiration Wednesday journal, so if you would like one, go check out her website. She does have them up for sale, so go check those out. I am using a stencil by, I think it was Americana or something. It's one of those cheap ones from Michaels. And this is light molding paste or modeling paste. I think molding is more appropriate because this stuff was old and brittle. Oh, good Lord. It just was like, it was like spreading blue cheese through this stencil. It was so bad. See, it's so bad. I think the container was just really old. I think it was old when I got it. I got it from Michaels. So I switched to regular modeling paste or molding. I honestly don't know what the difference is. You know what? I work for neither Golden nor Liquitex, so I can't tell you what the difference is. I will tell you though that the one on the left is grittier and it accepts color, whereas the one on the right is plasticier and it resists color. So I'm going to dig through my trash can while we're talking. And there are a ton of baby wipes in here. Good Lord. Can you hear that? That's me digging through the trash. You know, that's professionalism. Right there. Professional. I don't see it. Sorry. I think we threw it away. Professionalism. Yes. Professionalism. So, anyway. Still just scraping some of that, whatever it is. I want to say it's modeling paste. Where are you? Molding paste. That one's molding paste. So the other one must have been modeling paste. So this is some kids craft acrylics, and it's available at Target. It comes in a set. It's called Shimmer Paints, Kids Shimmer Paints, I think. You can find them in the kids craft section, and they're actually really opaque. They come in great colors. And this is the pink one, and of course, love me some pink. So I just covered the whole page, and I thought I have been following along with Inspiration Wednesday this year with Donna Downey, and she's been doing a ton of glazes week after week after week. It's glazing, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I've got glazing fluid, but I wanted to see if I could get the same effect without glazing a fluid, and guess what? You can. It is a lot easier with the glazing fluid because glazing fluid makes your acrylic paints stay wet longer. So you do get some better results with glazing fluid, and you will see me use some glazing fluid in a minute here. But if you do not have it and you would like to make a glaze, you can either do what I did just here, put your paint on, do not let it sit for a minute, let it sit for maybe 15 seconds or so. What I like to do is maybe blast it with the heat gun on the back side of the paper for 5 seconds or so, so that way the part that's touching the paper kind of sets, but the rest of it doesn't. And that usually gets some pretty good results. So that's the result I got with no glazing fluid. So, and keep in mind you would want to do this on a gessoed surface. You do not want to try to get the same effect without having gessoed it, because it's going to pill the paper and it won't be pretty. So then I decided this is where I took some craft acrylics in orange and some of that glazing fluid, and I let it sit for about a minute, and I did dry it a little bit. And then I took a baby wipe, and now with the baby wipe you have to constantly rotate the baby wipe because it's picking up paint, so when you're smearing it around, it's reapplying the paint elsewhere, which actually is a good thing because it gets those colors to blend, so you don't have harsh lines. But if you want to remove color, you've got to keep flipping the baby wipe or get a fresh one and go from there. So Donna Downey picks up a lot of her color when she does glazes. Like most of this would have been wiped away if it were hers. So, but I like the different gradients in color, but I like there to still be color there. So that's why. But it's all personal preference. If you want to just remove just a little bit, go for it. If you want to remove a lot, go for it. So it's your art. You do what you want. Do what you want. What you want with my body. Do what you want. I'm a little hyper. I took the day off of work today, and I was feeling kind of sorry for myself, and I watched RuPaul's Drag Race, and now I feel better, and I drank a Monster, and now I feel even better, and I got some art done, and I talked to some friends, and my best friend at work texted me and said she missed me today, and my best friend in life has been texting me, and we talked for like 2 hours on Skype last night. You know what? It's just been a good couple of days. So I get to see my wife tonight. It's date night. I'm in a good mood. Can you tell? Okay, so I used a script stamp and some archival ink, and I just used my hand, the side of my hand, to give pressure to the stamp so that way it gave a partial stamp even though I fully inked it. And now I am using the same archival ink with an ink blending tool, and I'm just going straight through this stencil to create this really cool little background. And because it's archival ink, it's going to stick to that modeling paste, which is resisting the paint and everything. Once it dries, it becomes permanent. So had I done this with distress ink, it's on top of acrylic, so I would have had to seal it. So, and I did not feel like sealing. So, yeah. So I'm just going to do that for a little bit longer. Let's see, is there anything else to tell you? I have... Hold please while I calculate. Beep, 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 boop. I have next week of school. Then I have spring break. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weeks. So I have 6 weeks of school left. 6 weeks. 6 weeks. We're no longer talking semesters. We're no longer talking credits. We're no longer talking months. We're talking about weeks. I'm so excited. I just want to be done. I just want to be done. So, yeah, we're getting there. So, yeah, I'm still doing the same thing with the stencil. You know, I got to tell you, I love spraying through stencils because it's so quick, but you get the best results when you use some kind of applicator like a distressing tool or even a makeup sponge with ink or even acrylic. You just get the best results from that. A spray through a stencil is really quick, but you kind of get what you pay for. And since you're not paying very much with your time when you're spraying, because it's like psh, done, it just doesn't look as good. That I will continue to spray through stencils, mind you. That shall not stop me. But I'm just saying. So I thought that looked pretty cool. But then I was like, oh, I love the brown with the orange and the pink, but I wanted to get a grungier vibe going on here. So I used some brown shimmer paint. This was that same shimmer paint as the pink, but in brown. The color is called Crust. I'm like, that's disgustable. You guys could not have come up with a better name than Crust. Like, ew. Like, I don't know. It brings up images in my head of things that are of crust and that are crusty, and that's just the best they could come up with was crust. I'm like, oh. Anyway, so if you can tell that the name kind of grosses me out, but there you go. But the paint's awesome. So because I added glazing fluid to this, I let it sit for a minute and then started wiping away some of the areas because I used a brush. It had some very defined lines, and I just wanted it to be a subtle hint of brown. I wanted to tone down some of those colors. Some, not all. That's why the middle's still really bright. So, and then I started using a baby wipe with paint directly on the baby wipe just to apply the paint. And that dulled it down even a little bit more. So, if you're not following me on my blog, or my website, whatever you want to call it, I would suggest you go check out the most recent post. That's not about a video. It's called No Apologies. On that post, there is a survey at the bottom, and I'd like to know what all of you would like to see from me. So if you want to see more from me, go check that out and fill out that survey. It's a real quick one. It's like click one or select your own, type your own answer. So it won't take you very long. But I would like to hear from some of you what you'd like to see from me. So I used some more of that crust. Oh God, I can't even say it. Acrylic paint, and watered it down and spattered it with the fan brush, and then did the same thing with some watered down white acrylic. And I'm using that archival ink again just to go around the edges and help tie everything in, make it a little bit darker around the edges. So let's see, what else can I tell you? We went to Disneyland about a month ago. That was fun. We were there for 4 days, had a blast. I really enjoyed the Cars ride, but I do not get why the wait is 2 hours for that stupid ride. I would not wait for 2 hours. You have to get a fast pass or they sell out. And I'm like, that's just asinine. It was a fun ride, but it was so not worth 2 hours. I'm sorry. There's probably some of you out there like, no, you don't understand. It's so fun. You get to race people. I'm like, I do that all the time on the freeway. So, whatever. Let's see. So this is some cheesecloth. And I really like cheesecloth because it's got that really open weave and weave. It's got that really open weave, and it gives a lot of great texture. France Papillon, when she was in town last time, left some cambric for me, and she uses that in her videos, and she gets that at the pharmacy, and I've yet to find anything. My best friend's also been looking. I've yet to find anything with a similar weave as the cambric. It's a tighter weave than cheesecloth or gauze. So, yeah, but I do know that France is now selling the cambric on her website. So if you're interested, and it's not very much. I think I'm not even sure how much she charges for shipping, but it's like $1.50 for some of the cambric. So. Let's see. These are some Tim Holtz Chit Chat stickers, and on the left was one of those, I don't know what they're called, destination stickers. And I'm going around them all with the Stabilo All Pencil. The feather that I put on there was from Michaels. They had this line of like quinceañera stuff, and I could not have said that any wider had I tried. Quinceañera. And this was just a white feather, and I sprayed it with red pepper color wash by Ranger. It was something for a project for my son, and we ended up just cutting the tip off, and so I still had this giant red feather, and I'm like, oh, it actually kind of goes really nicely with this page, so I used it. And let's see, this is some burlap. This is from a kit. I think I got this at Tuesday Morning. It's by 7 Gypsies, and it's called the Gypsy Pack. Yeah. It's just Vintage Market Gypsy Pack. It's just ephemera. There's like little papers and fabric and flowers, and so you can see it right there on the left. So I just put down a little bit of that underneath the white just to help kind of grunge up the white a little bit. Pull some of that brown. And I think we're almost done here. Yep, I think we're almost done. I could have cut that. Sorry about that. So, okay, this is a Pitt pen by Faber-Castell, and this is, I think it's a bullet tip. Yep. And I am just doing some journaling on the back of this little inclusion thing. The page is actually meant to be viewed with the inclusion open, so, or to the right. So when I took pictures, I did not take pictures of the journaling, because the journaling, if you can read it, great, good for you. If you can't, that's okay as well. It's made for me, so that's why in the pictures you should not see any journaling, because that's the part for you guys. But I wanted to show you, journal on your pages. Like, this is what it's for. It's here to help you and do whatever you want with it. So, oh, and by the way, my hair is really red. Can you see? Just there? Yeah, super red. Like red, 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 red. It'll probably be blonde next month. Who knows? Follow me on Instagram if you want to find out what color I'll be next month. Yeah, Imperfect Impulses. All my stuff's at the end. So don't forget to go check out my website. Here's all the photos. Check out my website, ImperfectImpulses.com, to take that survey and let me know what else you'd like to see from me. And I think that does it for the day. I think it's a great page, and I hope you think so too. And if not, that's okay. Alright, I will see you guys soon. Talk to you later. Bye.